What's going on, guys? This is Dragon Force here, your #1 source for shenanigans, tomfoolery, and goofballing. You didn't know I was goofballing. It is Thursday. Woohoo! That means we're one more day closer to the weekend. Let me make sure I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited today. And today is day 2 of the countdown to E3. I may be looking back over there just because I'm on my lunch break, and it's the time I get a chance to do it. So, all right. Now today I want to talk about a few things. One of them is a bit of a sad news. I got my notes right here, so if you see me looking down, that's why. Sad news: there will be no Nintendo press conference at E3. This will be a great time where I'd be here. Aww, you know what I mean? But yeah, apparently they don't. From what I guess, they don't have anything really to display or talk about, considering they only have newer games coming out. But they usually do a lot of their stuff during the year and not so much at E3, unless they have something new to show. I guess this year they didn't, and it sucks. I know. I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon people out there that are crying, and yes, it does suck. Stay. Okay, there we go. Oh, but new one, kind of a newer bit of information might make you happy. NHL 14. That's right. Hockey game extraordinaire, the fun times of hockey games. The fighting part of it, you know how in hockey you can fight? Well, that part of it is going to be run with the same engine that Fight Night, Round 3, Round 4, and Champions. That engine is going to be the one for the fighting in it. I know, awesome. I don't even play hockey, any of the hockey games. I played street hockey when I was little, so hey, awesome, sweet. You get to even figure out a better way to beat the crap out of somebody on ice instead of slamming a skate in their face. Just kidding, don't ever do that. That's wrong. Does this mean that there'd be more people that are gonna want to get this? Don't know. I mean, I've only ever played one hockey game, and that was one of the original NHL's 98, 96. That was for Sega Genesis and all that. So, alright, but moving on, a little bit of a rumor here. If you go on the Amazon for UK, funny. It's a rainforest in the middle of the UK, but it's hidden. It's like freaking Narnia. You gotta find it. You find it through going through a subway passage or something. Either way, if you go on the Amazon UK site, it shows that you can pre-order and pay in full the new Xbox One and the PS4 for pretty much £600. And for a pound to $1, it takes $1.50 to make a pound. A euro pound. Guess how much that translates into, people? $900. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna be one to be spending $900 on a game. No, nonsense. If I'm gonna do that, I might as well buy a car. Oops, sorry, thought somebody was here. Alright, so, but don't worry, it has been proven. No, that's not how much they're gonna cost. I say they're gonna be up around $800, 7, 8. That's my prediction. Almost there, but I could be wrong too. So, but anyway, moving on. Now, one thing I want to talk about today is just everything that everybody talked about for E3. Who is gonna win? Who's gonna steal the show? Last year is Ubisoft. They just pretty much showed everybody up. Xbox, PlayStation, nah. But this year, the two top contenders is going to be Sony or Microsoft, Xbox or PlayStation. These are the ones that we're all going to be looking towards. Oop, that's a car. Yeah. So I know, I'm sorry, I keep looking that way. Now, in order to properly judge this, let's take a look at the past of these two consoles. PlayStation 2 came out before the first Xbox. Xbox, though, had a more successful first run with the online play. And whenever those two were out, they also had to worry about Nintendo with its GameCube, if y'all don't remember that. It was GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. They were all competing. They all had their tidbits. So, but either way, we're going to move on and take a look at the past history of these great titans. We'll start with Xbox. It was released in the E3 of 05, spring of 05 really, with this premiere title, Alan Wake. I played it. It was cool. And like 18 other launch titles, names of Call of Duty 2, and games such as that. It was really fun, a lot of sports games. I liked it, though I did not buy one. even though they had two versions. You remember they had one that was the arcade that did not come with a hard drive but came with a memory card just enough to store the information you needed with the games you were playing. And then one that had like I would say a 50 gig hard drive, I think. I can't remember which one. I have trouble remembering that. But they were for like, one was like $400 or $500, the other one was like $300-$400. Either way. But there was a lot of problems that came along with it. But like, cause I'm gonna just mix in goods and bads, pros and cons. The device would get too hot and it would melt some soldering in there and just almost trash it, and that is referred to as the red ring of death. It struck many of people. So what did Microsoft do? They extended the warranty on it, and they actually recalled a few of them to fix it. So they modified it so it would not overheat like that. There were still some that did, even with the Xbox 360 Elite. But other than that, that was really the only thing that had gone wrong for them at the time. But the things that really helped them out was their greatest title that was an Xbox exclusive, one of the greatest besides Halo 2 coming out for it. Gears of War, the first Gears of War. I have it all the way up to the third one. I don't know if I'm going to get the next one yet. Still thinking about it. But I remember when that came out, everybody loved it. I have Gears of War boxers even. Alright, now for a little bit, if you guys remember, they had an external HD DVD drive that they were going to sell with it to help meet the high demand of high definition DVDs. That was short lived, because then Blu-ray was like, nope, we're going to do it. Blu-ray just kind of blew it out of the water, and if anybody ever has one, let me know. I personally want to see it again. But the one thing that really just kind of solidified it and made it into the console that it is today was the release of Halo 3 in 2007. That just pretty much stamped its place in the history books of being one of the greatest successful consoles to be sold. Right now it's at the top. It is still outsold almost every console. Alright? And I mean, there's plenty of other ones. I mean, now they've added like the Kinect that came out not too long ago. I want to say like in 2009, 2010, and then they came out with a slimmer version, like the big middle part of 2010, and that's what I have now. I wait for everything to be done and not have any problems. So that's the history of the Xbox. It's very ravishing, and as we know, it's probably still one of the greatest systems today as far as console goes, but we know that it really can't compete with PC. Nothing can compete with PC but PC. Just saying. Alright, now let's take a look at the PlayStation history. Spit it. It was the PlayStation 3 was released in 2006, but before then there was the PS2, the PS1. PS1 kind of changed the game and was the king of consoles because it was competing against Nintendo. Well, then PS2 came out, was competing with the Xbox and GameCube. Well, then in 2006, the PS3 was released. And remember, it had the Spider-Man riding with it. Not many people were excited. There wasn't really a lot of different games that were released for it. You could not, if I remember, you could not play PS2 or PS1 games on it. I don't think so. I could be wrong. And it, just like Xbox came out with two versions, but they overcharged them. The cheapest one was $500 and for 20 gig. The expensive one had 60 gig and for $600. And because of that, because everybody see how much more expensive it was, not big enough hard drive, not a variety of games, no online, and the online capability was not that good. They lost in the UK and Europe $200 to $300 on a system, and that's bad. That's really bad. So what they do, they lower the price, increase the hard drive, fix the problem where it was overheating also, and they just kind of try to build it up there. But the one thing that really saved it was installing the Blu-ray. That really helped it because, like, bam, people bought it so they can watch their Blu-ray DVDs. But for every good thing about it, there's bad. If everybody remember, it was actually hacked. People were able to get past the piracy laws, get in, and actually, in fact, I think they said 7,000 profiles, I think they said, or something like that, and they had to shut it down for 24 days. Yeah, and you never heard that about the Xbox. You never heard somebody able to do that, at least not publicly. So they had to work on the PlayStation Network to get it back up and going, and that just threw everybody off, and they went over to playing Xbox again. That drove the Xbox sales up. But here's the thing that's the saving grace for them. Here's the thing. Besides great franchises like Gran Turismo, the two games that kept them alive, along with their many motion and other things like the racing wheels and stuff like that, to earn back the money they lost, Uncharted and God of War 3. Saved it and is now a franchise for Sony, and also Infamous. Now, with all that said, does this mean that this is the year that Sony rises up, learns from its mistakes, and because now it has an actually real good fan base? Doesn't mean that Sony's going to reign supreme now as king of consoles? Or does it mean that Xbox, Microsoft, that is still gonna bring the hammer down and prove that they are the superior brand and superior gaming console? We do not know. Me being a fan of both, it's hard for me to say, though I like Xbox, a little more. I still do like PlayStation. For me, this is a tough one. I can't really decide which one I'm gonna go for, but in the comments below, please put your 2 cents on who you think is going to reign supreme this year as king of the consoles and king of E3. And if it's not one of what I just mentioned, maybe it's one of the companies like EA, Activision, whatever. Put your comments in the comment section below. Please hit the thumbs up if you like this video and if you're ready for E3. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. This is day 2 done. This is Dragon Force. Peace.